Surprisingly, not getting enough sleep can affect your health very dramatically. And what we know in all the research about what we call sleep debt, which means over a period of time not having adequate sleep, you can actually affect your blood sugar levels, becoming more diabetic tendencies. You gain more weight, losing concentration. There's a lot of things that sleep debt will create in your life. And it is something in a lifestyle medicine practice that you can integrate practices called sleep hygiene that can help you have deeper and better sleep. And it quite often will be something that is underestimated and sometimes very sneaky. Like you don't even realize, like, oh gosh, yeah, I only get 6 hours a night and I seem to be fine. But then later on down the road, it really does start to backlog into your system. So why not, if we're doing preventative medicine and taking care of ourselves, this not only has a long-term benefit, it also has a short-term benefit. You know how good you feel when you've had a good night's sleep and you're refreshed and you feel not only on a physical level, but on a mental, emotional level, like you've processed out all the emotional baggage from the night before. So we need our dreams, we need our sleep for a lot of health reasons. So what I wanted to propose for you is to talk about ways to get out of sleep debt. I mean, first kind of recognizing how much are you actually sleeping, and see if you can get to 8 hours. Now, I know a lot of people roll their eyes, and the research shows that if you can get 8, it is better, especially if you're coming down off of an illness of some sort. It can go up to like 10 to really optimize your sleep. I mean, think about it. We are children of the Industrial Revolution and now the information revolution. So in the Industrial Revolution, when electricity was introduced into our world, we started staying up past dark. We couldn't just read by candlelight or firelight. We now have light bulbs and we don't have to sleep. And factories could be open all night. And you really start to see public health decline from that time. So we say, okay, well, electricity isn't bad. Light bulbs aren't bad. It's just our discipline around it. And now we know in the information age that screens and input and the stressors of that input can negatively affect our nervous system and our ability to slow down and go to sleep. So again, it's not the thing that's bad, it's our relationship to the thing. So our relationship to light and technology and screens and what we put in front of us the couple of hours before we go to sleep, it matters. So sleep hygiene is made up of 3 basic things in the way that I look at it. Number 1 is your process of wind down. So we look at in the process of your winding down, are you lowering your lights? Are you getting your environment calmer? Or are you watching zombie movies right until the moment you try and go to sleep? So we look at that and say, okay, are dimming the lights, maybe even using lamps like this and turning off the overhead lights, because in nature, your body is going to secrete melatonin to the response of light being down here, right? The horizon, the sun would be setting, the light is lower. And that's going to help you secrete your sleeping hormone, which is melatonin, which is also a very powerful antioxidant and helping to protect your metabolism. So number 1 would be your lighting as you are winding down. And then number 2 would be your daytime activity. Are you exercising during the day? Because if you're having trouble sleeping at night, it may be because you're not moving enough during the sunshine hours. So I invite you to take a look at those opposites. If, 11 a.m., go outside, get some sunshine in your eyes, not staring at the sun, but get the vitamin D, get the sunshine, get the movement, and then at night it will be easier to have its opposite. And then lastly is your blood sugar. If you are eating a lot of sugar during the day or close to bedtime, having simple sugars, rather than a complex carbohydrate, closer to bedtime is less of a big deal. But if you're eating foods that make you spike your blood sugar, like simple sugars make your blood sugar go up, you will then crash. And most of the time where people see this is the waking up in the middle of the night. So your blood sugar crashes a couple hours after you fall asleep and bing, you're awake. And so what we want instead is to have steady blood sugar going into your rest. So maybe even having your dinner. And then some people do very well with having nothing after dinner until the next day. That's great. You have to kind of listen to your body. You could even have a little bowl of oatmeal or a little turkey sandwich or something like that to help, even warm milk if your body can handle milk. These things are stimulating tryptophan and your body's chemicals that help turn into melatonin and your ability for your pineal gland to allow you to sleep. So there's lots of chemistry that comes with sleeping. Sleeping pills sometimes kind of have a rebound problem. You're maybe not getting good REM sleep with them. I'm not against sleeping pills. I just think that if you can nurture your body's rhythms in a natural way, it is preferred. Now, that leads me to herbal supplementation. There's lots of wonderful nervine herbs that can help your nervous system to calm down. And I'm going to give you one more little trick before I sign off, is that if you are taking herbs for sleep, double your dose. Take a dose after you have dinner, maybe 3 hours before you go to bed, and then take another dose before you hit the hay. And that way your body is winding down and the herbs are giving your body the signal to be calmer, bring your heart rate a little slower, let your blood pressure kind of come down. And when you're using these herbs, also, I love the concept of having herbal tea to have your nervines, but sometimes that makes you have to get up and urinate several times in the night, right? So you can have maybe your herbal tea after dinner, nice chamomile is also bitter, help you digest your meal. And then have something more like a capsule or a tincture or even a little granule powder so that you're not getting a lot of water right before you go to sleep, if that's an issue for you. So I hope that these tips have been helpful to integrating sleep hygiene into your lifestyle medicine practice. Thanks so much for listening.